What's up, everybody? I'm here with Joe.
What's up?
And we're talking about the making of this diorama that we did for the Jedi Council. So we always start with the same thing, which is this planning process. I think I kept it much shorter today for the sake of the viewers. Because last time we're like, and then this is us still planning. And actually, I still kind of feel like maybe I left it too long. But I'll go ahead and get a jump on the next thing. We went to Home Depot to buy some kind of unconventional items for this one. We bought a piece of piping that we made the lady cut into 3 small sections.
That old lady, she was so nice.
She was very nice. But she was very uncomfortable. Like, why on earth would you ever want... This is too... You can't do anything with this with 6-inch pipe. And I'm like, dude, I know a lot of fellows that can do a lot with a 6-inch pipe, let me tell you. But neither here nor there. We also picked up some tile and stuff, and then I bumped into a buddy of mine that worked there. That
was
like
perfect
had
timing.
a tile cutter.
That was crazy.
That
I was just like, how are you gonna cut this?
Yeah, that I ended up not using, but it was still like just luck of the draw. The universe was aligning at the time that I ended up bumping into this guy, and he gave me a tile cutter, like a plug-in unit. But I ended up finding something else, and boy, did I let this go long again. But oh well. I mean, you can see. I mean,
planning takes a long time.
Yes. Now, this is all available in the full length on our Nerd Rage Radio Patreon, and we have the plans and we have the paints that we use and everything else, and give anybody any kind of details. But for the Skullface channel, we just keep it sort of abridged.
Yeah, abridged. 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes as opposed to 23. I think this was 3 25-minute videos. So I ended up buying this tile cutter on Amazon. This is just a manual one. It was cheap. It was like $20, and it worked like a champ. It makes the most god-awful noise when you run that blade.
Scoring it?
Yeah, it's like a carbon fiber blade, and you run it back and forth, and it's like it's nails on a chalkboard times 1,000. And my poor wife is there holding it, and she was hating life at the moment. And I want you ladies to calm down out there, but there's some sequences in here with just me and a wife beater, so you're gonna have to relax a little bit. Don't spend all that excitement in one place.
Copy my style.
Yeah. So we're trying to build these. We're trying to build these things that hold the actual piping for the diorama, and we're trying different approaches, and we wanted to use a drill because it would just be easier, but we weren't sure the effect that the drill would have on the styrofoam, and I can tell you the effects were catastrophic.
Was making an awful noise too?
Yes.
Looks
yes,
like
my middle daughter is hating life now at the moment, but she's choosing to be down there, so it's a little bit different. My wife was forced. So we were checking to see, and we're like, yeah, you know what? I think this is going to work. I'd already carved the actual pieces that sit inside the structure and was ready to drill them out. I was just kind of using this as a test on a spare piece that I had sitting around. So now I was going to do it. My wife was like, no, let's try testing again. So here's the real thing, and it just didn't work. It didn't go through like it's supposed to come out on the other side of the triangle. It wasn't long enough. My angle was off. So it wasn't working. So what we ended up doing was drilling then into the other side to try to match the 2 holes. And it was just a complete disaster.
Well, it was just one piece, right?
Yes. And it ruined this piece, and it was pretty obvious at that point that it wasn't going to work. But not for lack of trying, as you'll see here momentarily, I have a feeling. This is my wife trying to talk me out of it, and me saying, like, just, you don't know what you're talking about. I've been building dioramas for 2 years now. All right, you let me do the thinking. You do the holding. So, there it is. Still not through. That's with the longer adapter on the drill. Now we finally got through, and the angle's all shucked up, let's say. And it's in very poor condition. Now we're tearing pieces of the styrofoam off and talking about possibly molding with spackle or something to straighten it out. It just didn't work. So what we did instead was we used foam board in 1/8 or 1/4 inch styrofoam, and this worked a lot better. It still wasn't perfect, but it worked a lot better. So I drilled 2 holes, and then I cut the section between the 2 holes out with a blade. Look at them. They're getting ready to do work on you, girl. But this is me gluing the pieces together. This was also a nightmare, but luckily I had my wife there. Watch as it all falls apart on me as I'm trying to work it. I'm like, look, I got it. Just look. Okay, wait. Oh, okay, fine. You hold it. That's fine. I don't know why I had to be so stubborn sometimes.
Always.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be you otherwise.
Yeah.
Your big sausage fingers.
Yes, that's a fact. And I'm very impatient, and I hate waiting. And then I'm gluing this other piece on, and then we pinned it with toothpicks to kind of keep it in place. And then I built a little bridge on the underside of it so that the piping would sit exactly where I wanted it to. And then it was a pretty much a done deal.
Dude, I think I've known you for 3 years, and this is the first time I've seen your shoulders.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of exposing the male body. I kind of just feel like cover up as much as possible at any given day. And there's my Chewbacca shoulders too. And then this is cutting the bridge piece to put underneath. The problem was the pipe sat too low, so to speak, inside of the box, so to speak. So I built these little bridge pieces and then used that as like a platform. This is carving the windows to the side structure of the wall. Shout out to Brian Brink. He ended up printing some pictures of Coruscant skyline, and we used that for the window scene.
Those are really good.
Yeah, they turned out nice, and I actually end up dremeling out like the curved edges, which helped a lot. But Brink sent me, God bless him, he sent me like laminated sheets to use too, to basically get the window effect, but it was too foggy and I couldn't ultimately use it in the end. It just didn't look clear enough.
Yeah.
So I took these pieces, these are the back walls and side walls and even the pipe pieces over to Adams, and he did some airbrushing to kind of give some shading, and he talks through his process in the Nerd Rage Patreon videos, but it was interesting to watch, and it is, in my head, it's more of an exact science than it seemed to be when he was doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
with airbrushing?
Yes.
Yes. It's a lot of technique.
Yeah. It's a lot of almost willy-nilly, you know?
Yeah.
This is my wife and I painting these chairs. And I hate to keep plugging the Patreon. I hate to be that guy, but I have to say the dialogue that we have here is funny. Giving each other a hard time about the painting of these chairs. But I got these chairs from Layered Creations. You can find them on Facebook. And then I sanded them a bit. You can't sand it all the way. It just doesn't work. And then I primed them black. And then I painted them gray. And then I painted all of the cushions this terracotta color that autumn leaves, I think, that my wife always gives me a hard time about. She says I have 18 variations of terracotta. She thinks I'm obsessed low-key with terracotta. And then this is the final thing. And you can see like I spray painted the piping silver to kind of give it a more shiny feel. Brink's pictures in the background through the windows. And the tile turned out nicely. I haven't done the plate that sits, like the design that sits yet on the floor.
Are you going to do a sticker or a decal? Or...
I think I'm just going to glue it. I cut it out on a nice piece of like glossy paper and then glue it on there.
Cool.
But it turned out nice. It does the job. And I think the chairs really help bring it to life, and all the rest of the stuff is kind of subtle and just works.
Yeah, having 4 different chairs like really look like it belongs.
Exactly, it gives it a little bit more life to it. I feel like, and then these are Adam's lights that he got me that have a 15-second time duration.
It looks so good in the 15 seconds though.
It's a solid 15 seconds. I've used that line before actually, and I didn't do a video for this one, but this is the Rogue One Jedi one.
That might be my favorite right now.
Yeah, it's probably the best one. There was just a lot of options with that one, and then this is one I did a Scarif over here, and that one turned out nice as well. The water effects and such all turned out quite nice.
Your shows are getting full, man.
I know.
You got to move on to 3 3/4.
I know.
Soon.
I know. All right, that's it. We're out of here.